let's welcome Jake to the dais, giving his speech, It's Easy to Do. It's easy to do, Jake Millan.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I would like to do an exercise, and this is not intending to be shaming anyone in any way, but raise your hand, if you either mailed in your ballot earlier or you went to the polls yesterday and voted? Okay, the rest of you should be ashamed of yourself. Just kidding. That is what my wife thought that I should speak about tonight, the importance of voting. Midterm elections typically get about 6% of all registered voters, which I think we could all agree is pretty pathetic. And if you did take that upon yourself to be your mission, you would not have to set a very lofty goal to get more than 6%. But I didn't want to do that. I thought long and hard about doing this persuasive speech on composting and the benefits of composting. And I just don't understand why some people don't compost. I have good friends, maybe even my evaluator tonight, and they don't compost, and I don't understand. But I wanted to go bigger than that. We're not talking about voting or composting, but what are the real challenges, according to each one of you, that plague humanity right now? Other than legalizing weed, getting big data out there for everybody, but what are some of the other big pictures?
Renewable energy.
Renewable energy. Climate change. Homelessness.
Water usage during a drought.
Water usage during a drought. Water, clean water.
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking. Absolutely. It's not funny, Evan.
No, just a Latin.
All of these things, right? You can start laying out all of these problems, and they're numerous and massive. You know, the importance of music, the importance of art, forests, distracted driving, texting while driving, too much texting, right? Like, you can pick anything that you want and get behind it. And so how do you look at this massive list of world problems and figure out either how we're going to solve them or which one you want to focus on? And the good news is that I will tell you how to start along that process. I don't know the answer, but I know which direction to go. And it's a two-part solution, and it was said by the Dalai Lama. You're going to hear another quote from him later. But it's critical thinking followed by immediate action. So in order to figure out what you're going to get behind and start a company and get into it, you really need to think deep down, long and hard about what it is that really makes you tick. What are you truly passionate about? And with the age of the internet that we all live in, as a collective society, we are all losing the ability to simply stop, reflect, and think deeply and critically. And this could not be more important, because now in the age of the internet, whatever your deeply held beliefs are, for instance, I could tell you that guns save lives, and I can quote statistics from the Trigger Institute, and that is all I need to continue holding those deeply held beliefs. But if you really engage in critical thinking and self-reflection and turn it all off and really just think about things long and hard and often, you enable yourself to challenge your own beliefs. And that is the key towards people not just running blindly into their passion. I'm all for passion, but we don't want blind passion, right? We want people to stop and think about things and make sure that they're on the right track and challenge your own beliefs. Albert Einstein once famously said, "I have no special talents. I'm just passionately curious." And you better believe he thought about a lot of things often and for a long time. Stanley McChrystal, former general, he said, you can have a billboard with anything you want on it. What would it be? And he said, I would have up there, the purpose of life is a life of purpose. So you'd think that in order to solve all those problems that we were talking about earlier, we'd be coming up with solutions that involve scientists and doctors and engineers. But what we also need are dancers and artists and cooks and carpenters and plumbers and people that are into all these things that make this thing we call life work. So my call to action to all of you is to think critically and often, and then take immediate and massive action. And then repeat. And just keep going through that exercise. And that, I believe, is how we will solve all of those problems that we talked about earlier. And if you think, here's the other Dalai Lama quote. If you think that you are too small to make a difference, try spending the night with a mosquito. Mr. Toastmaster.